Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I just kind of wanted to get on here and yap a little about just a trend I've noticed with Monster High releases lately. Mostly the playline stuff. This isn't an issue with the collector line. So, the adult collector dolls, the stuff on Mattel Creations, that's not really a part of this. I wanted to rant today about just why does everything Monster High releases for the playline for G3, why does everything have to be a blind box? Because I swear, all they do anymore is blind boxes. Like when it comes to the main doll line, we've got Buried Secrets, Skulltimate Secrets, now we have the upcoming Self-Scare Secrets, which has already been confirmed to be getting a Series 2. And I don't need to go on about how fast Buried Secrets is racking up releases. There is a confirmed 5th wave, and the 4th wave isn't even in stores yet. I mean, I guess it is in Australia, but things are moving really fast with these secrets lines, and this one's a true blind box. Buried Secrets is a true blind box. You don't know what you're getting unless you live in Europe, in which case they have an indicator on the box of which one you're getting. But in the US, it is a blind box. Skulltimate Secrets, I would kind of exempt from my annoyance with blind boxes because it's not, you know what you're getting, And it's the same with Self-Scare. You know what you're getting with Self-Scare Secrets. It's shown on the box. But with Skulltimate Secrets, this kind of is our deluxe line now. This is kind of like what lines like Dawn of the Dance or I'm trying to think of other comparisons, like major lines that didn't correspond with a movie. Dawn of the Dance corresponded with the movie. That was already a bad example. But Monster High had deluxe lines that didn't correspond with a movie. Maybe they would correspond with a webisode, like for example the Ghoul Sports line. There was also Freak Du Chic. That didn't get a movie, but that did get a bunch of webisodes about it. Those would be the kinds of deluxe lines that we would get. Nowadays, it's kind of just Skulltimate Secrets and then one big line that's usually themed around a dance or something music related. It's always something like a party, kind of. Not always music related, but like a party. It's always a party line. In the 3 years that G3 has existed so far, we've only gotten 3 big deluxe lines that were not Skulltimate Secrets, since the beginning, since launch. Because at launch, we did get more than one deluxe line, but since then, we've gotten Monster Ball, Monster Fest, and Scary Sweet Birthday. That has kind of been it. We've had, budget lines, like Scaradise Island. They've made singular dolls to add to the Ghouls Day Out collection with Ghoulia and... Did I just say Ghoulia? With Laguna and Cleo joining the lineup eventually. But for the most part, we don't get too many deluxe lines outside of Skulltimate Secrets. This is kind of it. We get Skulltimate Secrets, and if you go to any, store that sells G3, what are you going to see on the shelf? You're going to see the year's deluxe line, so currently it would be Scary Sweet Birthday. You're going to see some of the core releases, so usually the current core refresh, plus whatever new characters are currently in circulation. And you're going to see tons of mystery boxes. You're going to see Buried Secrets, and you're going to see 2 waves of Skulltimate Secrets, the 2 most recent. And the Potions minis, how could I forget about these? We got more blind boxes. We've got the Monster High Potions. So it's not unusual for a doll line to have a little mystery box thing outside of the main dolls, Monster High has done this before. During G2, we had the iconic Monster High minis, which were pretty cute. You could buy big packs where you knew which figures you were getting, but for the most part, to get the ones you actually wanted, you would have to gamble with these little blind boxes and try to get the ones you wanted from there. Of course, you could also just buy them online, but that defeats the fun, It's fun trying to buy a thing and seeing what you get. These were cheap, by the way. These little things were cheap. I think the potions are between $7 to $15 if you're buying one of the 2-packs. $15 used to get you a whole doll, by the way. And I guess it kind of still does with Buried Secrets, but I need to remind you guys, back in the day, Monster High budget dolls that were $15 were articulated. Fully articulated. Their body did not differ from the standard, deluxe dolls at all. But I'm getting off topic. I want to talk about how annoyed I am with everything needing to be a mystery or a secret. If anything, the thing that drove me over the edge with this was this thing I saw today. It's not the potions. The potions are fine. I don't really care about those. But this is actually a G1 blind bag, which I wanted to talk about as well. I know I said this wasn't really involved with the collector releases, but I guess I was wrong. It actually kind of is, because there are G1 blind bags as well. One of the first ones that comes to mind that have come out recently are these little bag charms, which are fine. I remember I bought Toralei like on Mercari or something. Like a little keychain blind bag, that's fine, you know, that's normal. Most brands have a little keychain blind bag. They also have these little Draculaura blind bag, like coin pouches, where you'd have to spend, I think they were either $15 or $20, I don't remember how much. But these were sold at Hot Topic, and it was a blind bag. You didn't know which one you were getting. You would have to just kind of cross your fingers and hope you got the Draculaura bag that you wanted. I think most people were going for the Haute Couture one. And all of this is, like, fine, you know? Like, I do think the bags is a bit questionable. Those shouldn't have been so expensive. Those should have not been a blind bag, and they should have been cheaper. But it was Hot Topic, so it was always going to be kind of overpriced to begin with. I digress. But, you know, the keychains, like, that's fine. That's normal. But do you want to know what drove me to my breaking point with this blind bag obsession that has just kind of been plaguing most Monster High releases that are non-collector things, you know? I saw these today. What these are Monster High shot glasses, you know? It's cute. They fucked up the colors with Laguna and Frankie. I feel like those should have been swapped. The art's a little wonky, but you know, it's cute. So why am I bringing these up? They're a blind box. You don't know which one you're getting. To me, it's just insane to put a piece of glass in a blind box and, like, I don't know, man. I just don't, if you're gonna make something a blind box, make it like something made of plastic. Something that's not gonna break in transit, most likely, like a purse, like that's not gonna break. I feel like glass is going to break. And like, sure, there's a chance there's padding in there to keep it safe. But people in the comments on the post that I saw this on were saying that you can just open the box and see which one is in there, which to me sounds like it's not wrapped at all. I could be wrong. I have not seen these in person. But it's just like this was a cute idea, making little Monster High shot glasses. And the point of shot glasses is, you know, you have a bunch. You have a bunch because you're an alcoholic. You have a bunch because you take them with friends, or you have like a cute little set, you know? But like, making it a blind box is just insane to me. Because how much are these going to cost? Are these going to be like $10, $15 each? You're going to have people paying $10 to $15 each for a little piece of glass? I don't know, man. I just think this is ridiculous. This is just like crossing a line. Like I said, keychains being a blind bag, that's fine. That's normal at this point. Coin purses being a blind bag, I guess it's kind of like a keychain, but it has a bit more functionality than just a little hunk of plastic that hangs off your bag. So like, I don't know, it's like a little more functional because you can like put stuff in there. I don't know. Like, that's fine. I don't care. This being a blind box is just ridiculous to me. They should have just released them as a set. I feel like in a couple years, maybe not even a couple months, it's not going to be very long. These are going to pop up at like Home Goods and TJ Maxx and shit in like a big set together for like $20 at most. So don't buy these. Don't buy the blind box. But anyway, that just kind of made me reflect on all the blind boxes that we have for G3 currently. There's just too many. It feels like I said, every release on the shelf is some sort of blind box now. The potions, the buried secrets. You got the potions, you got the buried secrets, Skulltimate secrets, you got... I don't have a picture of self-scare secrets, but that's going to be there on the shelves soon too. We're soon going to have self-scare secrets as well, and it seems like that one is going to continue, because like I said, it hasn't even come out yet, and we already have confirmation of a wave 2. And I would just like to reiterate, this seems to be a Mattel thing, because I don't see other companies doing this nearly as much as they do. For example, Bratz does not do mystery doll releases. The only mystery thing that they've ever done have been the little Bratz minis. So you don't really see that from Bratz. You don't really see it from Rainbow High. Rainbow High doesn't have any mystery things, actually. There's no blind box element to Rainbow High anymore, because the brand it spun off from actually was a blind box thing. I think, like, it was like a mystery thing, like the Poopsie Slime Surprise. It had surprise in the name. And even the dolls were a spin-off of, like, Rainbow Surprise or whatever. Right? Or was it just Rainbow Girls? Am I making up the surprise? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. But MJ is not above blind boxes. They have done, like, they've done mystery minis before. But they have never done blind box dolls the way Mattel does, like with Buried Secrets. But they also do this with Barbie. Barbie has their own, like, color reveal, pop reveal, you know, like, they have reveal. So, like, you know which one you're buying with that line, so it's more akin to Skulltimate Secrets than Buried Secrets. I think. Right? I feel like you know which one you're getting when it comes to those Barbie ones, but I could be wrong, actually. I just feel like the packaging usually depicts the one you're getting. Like, I know Cutie Reveal depicts the one you're getting, just like Skulltimate Secrets and Self-Scare Secrets will. But I don't know, my point is that I'm tired of seeing all the mystery boxes on the shelves because it's just unappealing packaging, in my opinion. Like, look at the original G1 packaging. It's so much better than this mystery box stuff. I'd also like to say that Monster Fest and Monster Ball have some pretty good packaging as well. Not this one. This one's box is blister packaging, which sucks and is cheap. But these two had pretty cool packaging. So there are talented package designers working on G3. They're just not getting to shine because all they get to do is make a little cover for the lockers that the Skulltimate Secrets dolls comes in. Or the plastic coffin. the cardboard plastic hybrid coffin that these ones come in. I don't know. This video doesn't really have a point. I'm just, like, sick of blind boxes. That's what I really want to say here. I would really like to get more deluxe lines that don't have to be bogged down by, like, this reveal secrets, like, the reveal secrets gimmick, you know? Like, I'm just tired of everything having to be secrets. Because as much as I like Skulltimate Secrets, I've always been a fan of the line. The poly hair annoyed me, but now they're using Saran. The most recent line finally uses the good hair. So if that's how it's going to be going forward, I'm fine with Skulltimate Secrets. I've always been, and now I'm even more fine with it because it's finally going to have the good stuff. But Buried Secrets is still using poly and has pixelated screenings, and Self-Scare Secrets uses poly as well. I don't know, it just feels like they're using the secrets thing as an excuse to cheap out on the dolls. Because the deluxe lines cost the same amount as Skulltimate Secrets, which was using poly for most of its run. And the reason we were being given was, oh, it's because of the locker. It's because we have to manufacture the locker. And it's like, nobody wants the locker. Like, it's just impractical. You can't really use it for storage. Most people don't keep them. Some people do. I'm not discounting the freaks who keep them. But for the most part, it just eats the budget alive. The mystery aspect, just the gimmick, is just eating up the doll's budget. And what it leaves is a cheap doll with poly hair and, in some cases, Buried Secrets cases, a pixelated screening, which is just like the cheapest way to do a screening. Like, when it's pixelated like that, they printed it the cheapest way they possibly could have, because you know they are very much capable of printing good quality screenings that are not pixelated. So when it comes out pixelated, it means that they were cheaping out, you know? I don't know. It just boggles my mind. It irritates me to no end. Because Mattel, just 10 years ago... Oh wait, 10 years ago was 2015. That was when things started to go downhill. Mattel, just 15 years ago in 2010, was giving us some really high quality stuff. Monster High was at the top of its game. The dolls were all great, no pixelation, the dolls didn't have any lack of articulation, all of that stuff came later on. So, I don't know, I know times are different, I know the economy is different, but Mattel is a billion-dollar company. They don't need to rely on cheap gimmicks like secrets and stuff, and cheapen the dolls because they have to manufacture a big-ass locker with it. Like I said, though, Skulltimate Secrets has improved, you know, they don't have to manufacture that big, complicated locker anymore. The new dolls, the Oasis dolls, have a much simpler package, which is actually practical for storing things in, and does not cost as much to manufacture based on the dolls finally having Saran hair. Meanwhile, Buried Secrets is just like super budget. They're just doing whatever they want to with this one. I do admire the designer's attempts to make these dolls pretty, because most of the time they have good faces, but these dolls just come out so cheap. Their clothing is all one sewn together piece. They have no articulation except for the wrist for some reason. I still don't know why. As of Series 2, they've started to have pixelated screenings. They've always had poly hair. It's just extremely budget, and it makes me sad because for just $2 more, because these dolls were $15, so for just $2 more, we were getting lines like Ghoul's Day Out and Paradise Island, which were fully articulated. They were just missing the chest joint. They had saran hair, and they were not pixelated. So Mattel is capable of doing budget lines. They just don't want to because apparently they don't sell well compared to the secrets. People want the secrets. And I get it. Secrets are what's like currently marketable. That's what people want. People want to buy blind boxes. But that's not going to stop me from being annoyed that that's all we get anymore. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not like trying to moral police anyone here. I just wanted to rant about this. I don't really think I have a point here. I really just wanted to yap. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. Are you okay with the blind boxes? Have you made peace with them? Or are you just as tired of them as I am? Because, I don't know, it'd be nice to know I'm not alone in this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Again, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I hope to see you in my next one.